I can't think of the guy's name, the comedian. He used to do a thing with Jeff Foxworthy. They went on a little tour. You know, you might be. Oh no, actually, no. It was Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck if. You might be a redneck if. How about this one? You might be a broke state if you write IOUs to people who won the lottery. You might be a broke state if the Democrats try to pass a bill with the most epically disturbing budget and spending we've ever seen. And you might be a broke state if your name is Illinois and the Powerball is going to dump you over lack of a budget. You might be riffraff Banana Republic, broke state, if the freaking Powerball's going to dump you. You're a state. You're a freaking state in the United States of America, and Powerball is telling you, because you don't really have a budget, and nor do we see any way you can create one that makes any sense because you guys are dead broke. We're ready to dump you. This marriage is over. And how many people play the lotto in every state? Oh my goodness. Powerball? Oh, got to win big, man. 300 million, I would do it. You have a better chance going light speed somewhere, light years away and coming back, you know, another planet, than winning that freaking lotto. And all these people who've been playing all these years, I know there's a bunch of you. I just want to say this. If you put that money, the amount of money you put in the lotto, into cryptocurrencies, you know how long you've been doing it. Just imagine. Hang on. All right, so let's see what we got at Zero Hedge. I've been talking a little bit about Illinois lately, haven't I? Pension problems. You got a Rahm Emanuel, Obama's right-hand man, dumped Obama quickly and went over to become the mayor of what they want to be a refugee city, sanctuary city, also known as a new dump, Chicago. Becoming a dump anyways. How many people? What's the violent crime over there again? How many shooting deaths and stuff are happening like every single day, every weekend? Ooh. Not exactly the signs of a great prosperous city, is it? Rahm, where you been? Now that you're in charge, your city's going downhill. Worse than it ever was, as a matter of fact. Well, when you give a liberal leftist power, that's what's expected, you know? So anyways, Powerball to dump Illinois over lack of budget. As if Illinois did not have enough to worry about between an imminent downgrade to junk, as soon as July 1st, by the way, soaring debt costs, insolvent pension funds, and roads that may soon resemble the lunar surface, today, in the latest insult to a relentless series of injuries, the lottery itself is about to dump Illinois. And I've actually, Zero Hedge, they weren't done. They wrote this article, and then a little bit later, they had to add another one. Because it gets better. You know, Illinois is the state that, you know, the gift that keeps on giving or taking. According to the Sun-Times, the Multi-State Lottery Association, the organization that runs the Powerball lottery and Mega Million games, will drop Illinois at the end of June without a budget agreement, since Illinois has been unable to compromise on a budget for the past 2 years, and not even the threat of being the first U.S. state in history of being junked has prompted a compromise. It most likely means that Illinois residents have just 2 more weeks of get-rich-quick opportunities, you know, lotto, before they are cut off from the rest of America. Speaking on Thursday, Illinois lottery spokesman Jason Schumberg confirmed that the games will be dropped without a state budget. He said the association has had discussions since 2015 about dropping Illinois, but this is the first time the group has taken action. He called it another example of why the General Assembly needs to deliver a balanced budget to the governor. Alas, if the recent surge in Illinois GO debt yields, what we got here? 170 up to 290. Illinois GOAS 5%, whatever. Or the threat of default in the face of almost $15 billion in unpaid bills has failed to convince the General Assembly We doubt that this will. It's unfortunate. Powerball was the only thing that I would buy because I knew that it would pay out, said Anthony Martinez, who lives in the Logan Square neighborhood. With the Illinois budget crisis, it's not a guarantee that Illinois is going to actually pay out on your lottery winnings. Yeah, I know. Don't you remember? They already did IOUs. Remember that one? They were giving IOUs to the winners. So they're taking your money, cash money, and then you win. We'll pay you when we can a little bit later. Remember that one? I covered it. That's how government works. But if you tell the government, listen, I owe you the tax money, I'm gonna get it to you. Give me some time. I'm gonna get it to you. I will, I promise. Now, do those people get to charge the government tax, interest on, hey, it's been however long to pay me, I need interest on that now. But you were already so broke you couldn't pay me to begin with. Now I'm going to squeeze out interest on it? Right. You'll be lucky to get it. And I think they did make good ultimately, I think, what I read. They finally paid what they owed, IOU. But Powerball was the only thing I would buy because I knew that it would pay out. Again, Anthony Martinez, there's not a chance in hell you're going to win the Powerball. You have a better chance, as I said, going light years away to some planet and back. You have that possibility happening first before you winning the Powerball. Just saying. According to the Sun-Times, the state reported $99.4 million in Mega Millions sales and $208 million in Powerball sales within the 2016 budget year. It's unclear how much revenue the state got from the sale of those tickets. The Multi-State Lottery Association is a non-profit, government benefit association owned and operated by its 36 member lotteries. All profits are retained by the state lottery and are used to fund projects approved by the state legislatures, according to the association. The Illinois lottery isn't part of the association. Powerball is offered in 44 states. Then again, removing the temptation of some of the high-profile lottery games is not necessarily a terrible thing. Woodlawn resident Shanine Murray said, many people waste money on the lottery that they probably could be spending on other things. Yes. Good call, Shanine. Now, why the Powerball jackpot is nothing but another tax on America's poor. What seems to be is always better than nothing. Summary: American adults spend... Stand by. It's probably some riffraff. Exactly what it was. No noise. Click. But if I don't get up and answer it, I'm going to have to hear the phone ring and ring and ring. Then the answering machine come on. My people don't have time for that. I got to pause it, handle business, and come back. So summary: American adults spend an average of $251 on lottery tickets, on average, with a return of 53 cents on the dollar. This means the average person threw away $118 on unsuccessful lotto tickets. Not a great investment. So why are we spending so much? Well, lotteries are a fun, cheap opportunity to daydream about the possibility of becoming an overnight millionaire, or in this case, a billionaire. But on the flip side, people tend to overestimate the odds of winning. Lower income demographics spend a much greater portion of their earnings, annual earnings, on lotto tickets than do wealthier ones. I'm not. This is quite a long article, actually. I'm done with that part, but I got part two. Part two here. Unable to pay bills, again, zero hedge. Unable to pay bills, Illinois sends Dear Contractor letter telling firms to halt road work on July 1st. And hold on. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, speaking of the July 1st, 4th of July weekend. Yeah, contractors, you got a big guys working on this road. You need your paychecks. You need paychecks. You got a 4th of July week. 4th of July's coming up, man. You're going to be party, have a little, get with a little barbecue cookout. Oh, what's that? You're broke? You can't be broke. You got a government paying you. That's the best kind of job there is, right? When the government's paying. You see this flag? Do you not see this flag in my hand? This is America, baby. This is America. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of the road crewman. Yeah. Let them know. You got a slumlord, so to speak, government in Illinois, and the money's not there. Remember the other day, rich people were leaving Illinois, coming to Florida and other places because they're trying to tax the hell out of them. Boom. Liberal left policies never fails. So, authored by Mishtalk for Zero Hedge, the state of Illinois has not passed a budget for close to 3 years. Is that not insane? A state inside the United States of America. America! F yeah, America, man! USA! 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 3 years? That doesn't sound like a healthy state in a country that should be doing great. Arguably, it's just as well because Illinois budgets for decades have been nothing but a moth-eaten collection of lies, one-time deficits repeated endlessly, and financial wizardry, also known as cooking the books, statements designed to disguise Illinois' real problems. Failure to rein in spending, coupled with a very busy, unfriendly environment, as Illinois' bond ratings careens toward junk. Illinois' unpaid bills jumped to $14.3 billion. Today, the state told contractors to halt road work other than that required for safety. Anything above that, stop. Dear contractor, I do not have a link, but here is the letter in imagery form, which I'm going to read you. Dear contractor, the contract document governing the performance provides the obligations of the state shall cease immediately without penalty or further payment being required if, in any fiscal year, the Illinois General Assembly or federal funding source fails to appropriate the otherwise make available funds for all contracts. At this time, appropriate funding is not available after June 30th, 2017. Thus, work shall cease effective June 30th, 2017. Please bring all projects to a condition that will provide a clear and safely traveled way. This may include, but is not limited to, completing some items of contract work, adjusting the traffic control, removing construction debris, and locating idled equipment to a safe location. Compensation for work associated with operations which are above and beyond the contracted work to shut down and reinstate the work will be made in accordance with Article 109.04. All work will be directed by the engineer. On July 1st, 2017, all work shall cease except for maintenance of existing traffic controls, maintenance of erosion and sediment controls, and such efforts that will ensure conditions of danger to highway system users as directed by the engineer. Your company shall continue to coordinate these activities with the engineer. The department will notify you when work may resume. It is the department's intent to initiate work on the project immediately after a budget resolution and appropriations are made. Let me add, I got to add something to this letter by myself. But please don't pay attention to the fact that we have not had one in the last 3 years. So just wait a little bit. We'll get one to you here shortly. We appreciate the cooperation that we have with your company and are committed to successfully completing all projects in a fair and efficient manner. If you have any questions, please contact my office. Sincerely, Pam R. Simon, Director, Office of Business and Workforce Diversity. Oh, hi, Pam. This does not raise much alarm in Illinois, as these kind of letters went out last year as well. It's simply business as usual in Illinois. My IDOT, Illinois Department of Transportation, IDOT contact, who wishes to be left unnamed, reports this. Hello, Mish. Last year, when they did this, the extra work bill to the state cost millions of taxpayer dollars. At the last minute, the shutdown was averted, but not until the shutdown measures were employed, and thus extra costs were due to contractors and consultants. Look out for the Road Builders Association to come out with an estimate of what it will cost this time around after the letter today. Last year, the supplier for paper and toilet paper had not been paid, and thus various offices were reportedly cut off of supply. IDOT employees were going to have to work from home due to the potential unsanitary conditions. 5 Illinois universities rated junk. Yesterday, the Illinois Policy Institute reported Moody's downgrades 7 Illinois universities, 5 are junk. Everybody wants to blame the downgrades on the state's current budget impasse. The stalemate of nearly 2 years has led to cuts in state appropriations to Illinois universities, but the university's financial difficulties started before the state's budget gridlock and are largely of their own making. Illinois colleges and universities have long overspent on bloated bureaucracies and expensive compensation and benefits, prioritizing administrators over students. I have been telling you that for years, and it's the same in the public school system. Like I said, when you pay your taxes, most of your tax, I'm talking property tax, most of your tax goes to the schools. Look it up. Look at your little notice they give you. And it's not necessarily going to the school. It's going to administration, bloated bureaucratic nonsense. We need another district. We need another board members for that one. We need an administration. Get these morons out of the way. School, principal, superintendent, vice principal, done. And of course, teachers. No, we got to have bodies within bodies within bodies, and everyone in those bodies have to get paid big bucks, and I want my big benefits, and I want my big McMansion. I want to make $150,000 a year, but we can settle right now for a pack of envelopes and a jawbreaker. Friday. Where was I? For years, university and college officials across the state have hiked tuition to pay for administrative hiring sprees, generous executive compensation, and out-of-control pensions. Their spending priorities distorted university finances long before the budget impasse began. And this is a story that is applied to every state in the country, by the way, that one. The number of administrators in Illinois university grew by nearly a third, 31.1%, between 2004 and 2010. At the same time, faculty only increased 1.8 freaking percent, and the number of students only grew by 2.3%. How do these colleges and public schools get away with this taxpayer-funded murder? Administration fees and hiring, 31%. Faculty, the one that's really in the schools doing stuff, 1.8% increase. Students, you must have had a massive influx of students. You need to buy more administrators. Not just 2.3%. Not 22, just 2.3%. And again, when they have these little help, subsidies, whatever, from the state, we're getting hammered. You and I, the taxpayer, are getting hammered. And then we get hammered again in the public school system for the same damn reason. In upstate, New York and stuff, $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a year in basic low-end housing taxes. Maybe up to medium, or as in middle class, if you will. $10,000, $15,000 a year in property tax. All day, every day, normal. Again, where does it go? Public school system. Massive. They need to clean house. Everybody is just sucking off the taxpayer teat out of freaking control. And Trump's going to come in and fix all this? I give him credit for trying. Massive credit. But you're telling the very system that's sucking off all of the teats, I'm going to pull you off the teat, and they're going to have to vote for it. Yeah, I'm going to vote for my awesome administration job, school district 17. Nonsense. Blame who? It is easy to blame Governor Reiner, but he is last on my list. Illinois has been in trouble for decades. The state's only solution has been to tax and tax and tax. That is precisely the same position as Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. The result is easy to predict. Their economic growth is worse, Illinois that is worse than during the Great Depression. Not recession, the Great Depression. Their total state economic activity has increased by only 4% since 2007, which is lower than the U.S.'s top 10% GDP growth during the worst decade of the Great Depression, according to the Illinois Policy Institute. As I always say, are things getting better or worse? Have they plateaued into a climax? Now we're going down in a good, down in a good way, like not getting worse, going down back to the good old days? No. It's getting worse and worse, and we're being lied to more and more. So at least Jay Snip has your back, and we'll come out here whether you like it or not, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what it is. Take it or leave it. And I'm going to give you some advice of my own. Protect your wealth. I buy precious metals. I buy cryptocurrencies. Waiting on the metals to spike. Not happening yet. But the cryptos are doing fantastic. You're missing the boat if you're not in them. Take care.